Hello and welcome to the Pink Grape. My name is Anthony Metzger. I'm a winemaker and certified sommelier. Here at the Pink Grape, I interview winemakers from all over the planet. I conduct my interviews via Skype and record them live to bring you face-to-face with winemakers from all over the world. So without further ado, please enjoy the show and be sure to subscribe. Marisa, welcome to Wines of the World. Thanks for joining us today. So you're a traveling winemaker, you're a winemaker. Can you share with me a story involving wine and adventure?
It's fun to kind of explore the different locations that wine can be in the world and how different everything is everywhere that you go. Like one of my favorite places to visit right now that I like to, it's definitely an adventure every time you go down there.
Yeah.
Is Baja, California. That's my favorite place, but then wine just can take you adventuring everywhere. Like I got to go adventuring in New Zealand. I've been adventuring in Australia. With the job that I have now, I get to go adventuring in Italy. Wine is something that just takes you around the world. Like you literally could travel around the world just tasting wines.
So what is your favorite kind of wine?
My favorite wines probably are, I really like Syrah. Yeah, I like the meaty tobacco.
Yeah.
Kind of, really earthy
Sure.
fruitiness of it because I don't like the super fruit bomb wines as much as I like the tobacco-y, thick wines. And I love like the New Zealand style Sauvignon Blancs. Like I like when people are like, oh, it smells like cat pee. Like I like that. Like that's what I'm looking for when I drink a Sauvignon.
You're looking for the cat pee smell.
Yeah, I like that in my Savs. I don't know why.
So I want to throw a scenario at you. I want to, say like, for example, a woman in her late 20s, early 30s, is going to have some friends over on a Friday night, 10 to 20 people, from 8 p.m. to midnight. She's going to serve appetizers. What kind of wine should she pick out to serve at this little party or gathering?
I would probably suggest like at least a couple whites.
Okay. So have kind of a variety of
maybe like a dry, like a Pinot Grigio or a Pinot Gris or something, and then a Chardonnay.
Okay, so those two whites would be pretty safe to serve at a dinner party.
Yeah, I would probably throw in the Sauvignon Blanc too.
Sure. Okay.
Maybe like three whites.
So Pinot Grigio from Italy, a Sauvignon Blanc from New Zealand, and a Chardonnay from California.
Yeah.
And what about red wine?
Sure. Reds, dinner party appetizers. I feel like women really like Zinfandel.
Okay.
Girls around that age, women, they really like Zinfandel, at least my friends do. More bulk style wine where it's going to be like something consistent.
Sure. Like a Ménage à Trois style.
Yeah,
style
exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
And Ménage à Trois is wine made in Napa, California.
Yeah, something like that or like cupcake wine.
Something that has that drinkability factor to it.
Yeah.
Okay. So here's another scenario that's different. What about a group of guys who are getting together noon on a Saturday in July? It's 90 degrees out. They're on the patio. They're grilling ribs. What kind of wine goes good with that scenario?
For that kind of a scenario, I would probably say Pinot Noir, and the only reason that I would say that is because my friends that their favorite beer is something like Coors Light.
Yeah.
Their favorite wine is Pinot Noir, and
nice.
again, it's like one of those light, and it's the only wine that they'll drink, and they'll only drink Coors Light. So like for me, that's what comes to mind.
Okay.
Hard time like seeing guys sipping on like rosé or something.
Yeah, right.
in the middle of the day. But, I mean, obviously, for my first thought for that scenario, I'd be like, oh, they'd be drinking beer for sure.
Yeah.
Like,
but if they wanted to drink wine, it'd be a Pinot Noir.
But I think, yeah, probably a Pinot Noir, maybe
Okay.
like a Sauvignon Blanc.
The Pinot Noirs, I've had some too that when you get to that more commercial scale, they're good if you actually put them in the fridge for a little bit, and then you pull them out and they're slightly chilled. Then if you throw it in the fridge for like an hour before the guys come over or before the food's ready, and then you pull it out, especially on a hot summer day, that can be a nice touch too.
Yeah, that'd
Yeah.
be perfect.
Yeah. What is it that you loved about making wine in Australia?
It was cool to meet like all the people out living out in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
Um, and kind of really experience the culture of being in the outback of Australia kind of thing, like driving down the street and seeing kangaroos, like coming around a corner and seeing like 30 kangaroos, all at once, and then wild emus like all on the same day. It was just crazy. But then like you're trying to take pictures of the emus and you're terrified that there's this poisonous snake, like,
Oh
because
gosh.
everything deadly is in
You always
Australia.
gotta watch your back in Australia, especially in the outback, huh?
For me, Australia was like a really eye-opening experience to like what mass production wineries have for common practice.
So what's like the best food and wine experience you've ever had? Seeing how you love both sides so much.
I think for me, one of the better food and wine experiences that I've had is, again, going down to Ensenada, Mexico, and Valle de Guadalupe. The very first time I ever went there for that reason with my boss, we went to one of the harvest parties, the vendemias. And they have a bunch of parties every year in August. Like all the wineries will do their own thing, and then they have like big festivals, and it's really cool. And that was the first time I ever went down there. And when I think of Mexico, I was all and it's so stereotypical. And here I am, I'm half Mexican, and I've been there, and my mom's from there, and I spent a lot of time down there. But still, for me, it was like tacos.
Yeah.
Like that's what they eat. They eat tacos,
Really?
and then I go with my boss to this thing, and we're driving out, and I'm like, where are you taking me? Like, are you trying to kill me out in the middle of nowhere? Like, where is this dirt
Where are
road?
we right now?
I was kind of nervous. And then we pull up to this winery in the middle of nowhere on a dirt road, and we walk up, and there's like, the huge wood cask, the old school ones, old wood tanks.
Yep.
They had turned into little seating areas with like stairs that go up, and then like a seating area on top, out the vineyard with lights on them. And then they had like a whole leg of prosciutto, and they're cutting it, and they're hucking like fresh oysters and sea urchin, and they have sangria and some white wines. And so they're really focused on serving the wine with the food and just embracing the culture. And then we sit down for an 8-course dinner with like different wines with every course, and like octopus, like a little baby octopus taco. And I mean, it was just, for me, that was like,
that is impressive.
That was like the icing on the cake.
So I want to end with this one question is, if you could drink a bottle of wine with anybody on earth, who would it be?
Honestly, my answer would be Jesus Christ, only because his first miracle was turning water into wine, and I just kind of want to know, like, I think that's why part of why wine is so important to me, because of that one, act.
Sure.
They call it the first truth. It was his first miracle to prove that, he was who he said he was.
Yep.
And I just think that I would really like to talk to him about it.
Yeah. Well, thanks for joining the show today. I appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Yep, talk to you soon.
Sure. Bye.
Thanks.
Thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this week's episode of The Pink Grape. Make sure you check in next week, as I'll be releasing a new interview with a winemaker. If you have any questions that you would like me to ask a winemaker during any of my interviews, just reach out to me through my social media accounts, which you can find on my website, thepinkgrape.com. Make sure you check out my website this week, as I'll be releasing some really fun, interesting wine stories. Thank you, and please be sure to subscribe.